Hey wrestling fans, don't forget this series is brought to you by the exclusive support of the FTW community. With your help, we're starting to see the podcast start to pay for itself without the needs of ads, sponsors, or paid promotions. Instead, we're asking you to donate a little bit of cash each month. The more we raise, the more time and energy that we can focus on this entire project. Since this is the first episode of the new season, we're going to be releasing it in its entirety for free. So no FTW Fallout this week. We're going to be picking that back up next week. If you don't know what FTW Fallout is, that's basically our post show where we have some additional wrestling topics to talk about or some off-air banter between the three of us, or four of us, or five of us, or whoever is on the show with us. FTW Fallout is available exclusively to those who pledge $5 or more. Even if you can't afford $5, pledge at least $1 a month or more, and you'll receive this episode on Tuesday night rather than having to wait until Wednesday morning. Every little bit will help. Head on over to fanstalkwrestling.com, click the Join the FTW Community button, and pledge. Beard! This is Fans Talk Wrestling. It's a weekly conversation where fans talk the wrestling world in all of its laughable glory. This is episode 254 was recorded live on February 17th, 2015, right around 8 p.m. Eastern on FTWLive.com. This show will go long, so hang tight, guys. Get your drinks. This is going to be a fun one. If you're listening live, say hi and leave your thoughts in the comments here on FTWLive.com. If you're listening on demand, reach out to us and let us know what you thought. This episode was brought to you by the support of listeners just like you. This week, some new supporters stepped up and grabbed the brass ring in the FTW community, and they are Brandon, James, and Matthew Marco. Thanks so much, guys. You too can join the FTW community by clicking the Join the FTW Community button on the site and pledging $1 a month or more. With your help, we can keep this series and all of our other podcast series running without the need for ads, sponsors, or paid programming. On tonight's episode, we're going to be recapping NXT TakeOver Rival, preview WWE Fastlane, and read and respond to some of the topics and questions you guys have sent in. My name is Garvin, and tonight we begin our 5th year. 5 years, guys.
5 time. 5 year. 5 year. 5 year. 5 year. FTW champion.
So to help celebrate.
Tucky, quack, quack.
To help celebrate, we got the band back together again, guys. You thought this was never going to happen again, and it has happened. Because with us tonight is Joe. Say hello, Joe.
Hey, guys.
And Nick. Say hello, Nick.
I am not Lee.
Kevin. Say hello, Kevin.
What's up?
Harrison. Say hello, Harrison.
Hey, everybody.
Lee. Say hello, Lee.
I'm really offended you don't think it's me.
And Rob. Say hello, Rob.
Hey. And to the 3 to 5 fans who remember me, I'm back.
We are all here. We are all back. This is the pretty much the solid, consistent hosts for the first 5 years. We're all back together. We're going to be talking a little wrestling, little non-wrestling. Who knows what actually is going to take place tonight? But
First non-wrestling agenda for all wondering. Tonight's drink of choice is apple pie moonshine.
Apple pie moonshine.
So if the intoxication level seems to go up as the podcast is going on, please understand why. I mean, I've taken like 3 sips out of this thing, and it's freaking potent.
And I have had some of that stuff, and it is fucking potent. And I've got a bottle of Zombie Killer in my hand, so that's a cherry mead. And
well played.
giggity goo.
Yeah.
So basically business as usual.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Got it.
So yeah, we don't know how this is going to sound. We didn't do much of a sound check at all. So if audio is a little poor or a little rough, deal with it. So, we haven't done this before, and it definitely won't become a trend, but because we're constantly getting questions like, where's Harrison been? And when's Lee coming back? Let's just handle that all right here in a traditional terrible wrestling podcast segment called What You Been Up To. So Harrison, what you been up to?
Well, I moved down to Florida because I wanted to basically try and get the podcast a job as a TNA writer because we wrote so much of their own material, and then they moved to New York. So my backup plan was to then go become basically LeBron's agent over in Miami, and then he moved back to Cleveland. So now I'm kind of stuck down here, and I really honestly forgot this podcast existed, and so here we are.
It's your job to hit up NXT, bitch.
Yeah, stay away from NXT, please.
Okay, I will stay away from NXT.
Rob, what you been up to, man?
Well, see, like Harrison, I was trying to find ways to save TNA, and God help me, I couldn't do it. Things seem to be going a little bit better for him right now, but yeah, I just failed epically in my quest to bring sense back to that place.
Yeah, this is legit like the first time that we've talked to Rob since like the last time he was on the show.
The last time you guys heard Rob on the show was the last time we heard from Rob.
I have gotten emails from these people asking if I'm still alive.
I almost looked up your parents to find out if you were still alive.
Yeah.
Like next of kin kind of shit.
Kevin, what you been up to?
Let's see. I was trying to think of some wild ass story about, like, I don't know, like Harrison had a way better plan for this than I did.
Balls,
so I'm
balls,
gonna go with
balls, 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 balls.
Let's see. What have I been up to? I'll just go with what's really been going on. My job is insanely busy. My wife is like 8 days from giving birth to our first child. So yeah, it's been pretty fucking crazy. So probably the next time you'll hear from me, I'll be a daddy. And yes, to the entire podcast world that listens, that is the scariest thought that you could possibly have.
I'm guessing.
So your kid will be about like 12?
And angry. Constantly angry.
Correct. Correct. I've already, like, that might be the first thing I tell him the first day out of, first day in. I'll be like, Jeff Hardy's a douchebag.
I would really love to get that on video if those are going to be the first words to your son.
No, the first words to your son are going to be Pete Rose is the greatest hitter of all time.
See, how did I know that was going to happen? That's going to be the first thing that he says in kindergarten. It's going to be like, and Kevin Jr., what do you have to say for yourself? Pete Rose should be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, right.
I will now consult your wife to make sure that's the first thing.
I mean, there might be a few rolling down at that point.
When your wife gives birth to him, can we play the Jeff Hardy album from a few years ago, just so he welcomes into the world the right way?
No. I had to listen to that damn thing for the podcast. I'm not doing that.
Suicide
Hey, I had to listen to one of those too. I share your pain, Harrison.
Yeah, Rob and I are on this one. No, we are not subjecting Kevin's kid to that.
Everyone's got to try it at least once, right? Right?
No.
It's like a rite of passage.
The Macho Man album, however, he's listening to that.
What a question there. I saw Macho Man play one. No joke. It's legit.
Yeah. Lee, what you been up to?
I was China's personal assistant for 1.5 years. It didn't go very well.
For you or for her?
What do you mean for her or for me? She was my bitch, clearly. Have you seen that woman?
Well, just making sure, man.
Yeah, but she's got
you're the one keeping her out of the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
She's got a cock like a forearm, man.
What can I say? Big things go big places.
Like your anus.
Yeah.
That's the one.
All right, so this is a wrestling podcast, but I feel like I need to ask: Are you guys still watching wrestling after all of these years? Rob?
Actually, I watched Royal Rumble. Was incredibly disappointed by it for WWE.
Of all the things you could have watched.
Right? Of all the ways to get back into the WWE, I picked the worst Royal Rumble in history.
I say last year's was worse, but
Dude, they started a riot. Granted, it was Philadelphia, but a fucking riot broke out.
yeah, 6 people is not a riot, right?
No, 6 people is not a riot. Stay classy there, Philly.
I love that it's Detroit giving lessons on riots. That's fantastic.
Damn straight.
You want to see a riot? Wait till the Pistons get into the playoffs.
Oh, Michigan State just needs to win a basketball tournament. You'll see couches and shit.
Now that TNA is on Destination America or whatever it's on, I'm going to try to start getting back into TNA and seeing where they're going with things.
So, do you get Destination America?
Yes, I do.
Wow, you're like one of 5 people, I think, that actually get the channel.
I think so, yeah.
So you're the other one.
Hey, the stream's coming in pretty well. It must be that Eric's not on.
What, the stream? Yeah. Right. Harrison, what have you been watching as far as wrestling goes?
Everything. I've been completely up to date. I know everything. With my natural astuteness and dry wit, I will observe the hell out of I watched Raw last night.
Wrestling right now.
If you watched Raw last night, you did better than I did.
So a couple observations. Sting's back. That's interesting. On the wrong network, but okay. And then apparently Brock Lesnar still has the belt and still doesn't show up on TV, which is always fun. Yeah. And I still cannot believe, like, I basically was sitting there having like the ultimate Lee moment when I'm watching Triple H argue with the Nature Boy and thinking, I cannot believe nothing has changed. Like, I'm just, like, all that's going through my head are, like, Lee-isms over and over and over again.
Like what?
Like that. Like, when you complain about, like, has anything changed? This is all exactly the same as what we've always had. When are they going to do something different? We still got Triple H out there.
It's a fair comment. Has anything changed?
No, that's the thing. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm saying 100% you're right, because it was Triple H arguing with Ric Flair. And I'm thinking, I haven't watched this. I got a kid. I mean, I have progeny that are, oh my God, I cannot believe this is still happening.
You have children that are younger than the creative team.
Apparently. Well, I would hope so.
Sorry, the creative product. Let me just rephrase it.
There you go.
Sorry, yeah.
I just thought they were going into a pay-per-view with the champ not being on there. That's awesome.
Real quick, Kevin, the live chat is saying instead of Jeff Hardy's album, you should play your child the Mickey James album.
That's going to be an adventure for when he's maybe 15 or 16.
No, not
You're going to be asking me for the photos then.
She's going to be like in her 50s.
Let's not rain on the parade here, Harrison, all right?
Yeah, so will Kevin.
Go back to the glory days. That's where it's going to be.
I have a feeling you're going to leave the show very depressed about having a kid, whereas before...
Then it's too late to turn back now.
Yeah.
All right, well, I guess we should jump into Fastlane. WWE Fastlane is this Sunday, so this should be a fun edition of our predictions. See who gets it right. Right now, the card as it stands, and Lee, correct me if I'm wrong, since you're still connected with the news source and whatnot. I don't know if any other matches have been added on top of these.
Bear with me.
But we've got Paige versus Nikki for the Divas Championship. John Cena versus Rusev for the U.S. Championship. The Usos versus Cesaro and Kidd for the Tag Team Championships.
Yep.
Dean Ambrose versus Wade Barrett for the IC Championship.
Yep.
And then Daniel Bryan versus Roman Reigns for the number one contendership shot at the WWE Championship at WrestleMania 31.
All good so far.
So we also have a kickoff with Miz TV. He's going to interview Paul Heyman. There's question on whether or not The Undertaker will show up to respond to Bray Wyatt's cryptic invite. And Sting, I think, is going to show up to talk to Triple H.
Yeah, he'll be there.
He accepted.
Yeah. Right. Right. He accepted. We'll see. So, okay, so that's your card right now. That's your official card. We've got some possible matches, kind of depending on how things go. Miz versus Mizdow probably won't be happening, but, we can all wish. Dustin Rhodes or Goldust versus Stardust. That seems to be what they're building now, or maybe that will be held off until WrestleMania. There was also a rumor that Dolph versus Seth Rollins will take place, after their match this week on Raw. And then PTP reunited this week on Raw. Sort of. So they could very well be taking on the Ascension. So out of those 4 possible matches, what do you see being added, Lee?
If any of them, probably the last one, Primetime Players versus Ascension. I don't think they'd do Dolph versus Seth again. I think they're going to hold off on Goldust versus Stardust and The Miz versus Mizdow to WrestleMania. I think they're going to hold off. I would, because otherwise you've got no backbone to the card at WrestleMania.
Yeah, definitely Goldust versus Stardust is WrestleMania material, or at least it was 2 years ago when we were first asking for it.
Yeah.
But P2P... Go ahead.
I was just saying, I think they'll do Miz and Mizdow at WrestleMania because it's just that. It's like a come down. It'll be a come down match for like a big, for one of the bigger ones.
Yeah.
Fun.
Yeah, that's what I got on my WrestleMania 31 card already. So yeah, I don't know. Nick, what do you think about these matches? Do you see any taking place?
Yeah, I could definitely see Primetime Players versus the Ascension.
Sorry. I may or may not be texting Kevin right now, and apparently he doesn't know how to make a fist in the keyboard to do like a bro fist. So he just copied and pasted my bro fist.
Hey, it fucking worked, alright?
Oh god, we are like 14-year-old girls. This is awesome. Okay, sorry.
No problem. But yeah, I don't see
changed then so far. I've been away. Sorry, I've been away for how long? Nothing has changed so far.
Oh no, nothing whatsoever.
Correctly.
Sorry.
Yeah, I don't see Miz versus Mizdow happening here either. I can see Mizdow openly turning on Miz during the kickoff, but yeah, I think that'll take place at Mania. I'm kind of torn on whether we might see a match between Stardust and Goldust. It's definitely being built up that way, but it could very well be pushed to Mania as well. And Dolph versus Rollins, I don't really know what to think about that one. It's possible, but yeah, we've already seen it, so I don't really see the point.
All right, well, I do like the idea of talking about whether or not Damien Mizdow will use this week to turn. Yeah, it's something we've talked about for the last 2 months. It seems is finally he will turn. Right now, they have the best opportunity, and if they were going to build a WrestleMania 31 match, it's probably good to do that here at a pay-per-view. So let's predict that right now. Will Mizdow turn on Miz at Fastlane?
Yeah, Garvin, I'm with you. I think this is the perfect opportunity. If they're going to do it, it's got to be now. It's really not something you want to. I just think Raw wouldn't be the best place if you want to do it at pay-per-view. And then you can, if you want to build up to WrestleMania, you can. I think you have to do it at Fastlane. I think it makes too much sense, which is why they won't, of course. But I'll still put myself in the yes category. I think it happens.
Lee?
It's trying to think of where it'll fit in. That's all. I mean, unless they do it like a backstage thing, but I don't think they'll do it in the ring. I think they'll save it for Raw, if I'm totally honest, because they are so hot-shotting at the minute, I think they'll do it on Raw. I don't think they'll do it on here.
Harrison, you have an opinion?
Yeah, I totally know who Mizdow is, and that's why he's gonna turn it. I mean, what you're saying sounds good. I looked at this list, and it was just the match last night between Goldust and Stardust. It just makes me think that I really got to spend as much time with my kids as possible and not get a job where I'm on the road, because I don't think I could be Dusty Rhodes' age looking at those two thinking, yep, that's I'm glad I did that.
But Dusty looks good and thin. I mean, he looks a lot thinner.
Well, he looks thin, yeah. I don't know if it's good.
Yeah.
It's on the way to healthy. You can't. There's certain aspects you can't change.
Sure.
It's Dusty.
Sure.
You could be thin and anorexic. That's not healthy.
Yeah, but he could be anorexic for 10 years. He still wouldn't get below 300. That's a fat guy calling another fat guy out. Bam.
Yeah. Takes one to know one, I guess. Blue Cactor in the live chat is saying that he thinks that because Miz TV is on the pre-show, that not everyone's going to be watching that, so why waste a turn for Mizdow on that show, why not wait until Raw? Because Raw would have the larger viewership. What do you guys think about that?
Yeah, it's really gonna just help build the fire. Something's gonna happen where Mizdout's gonna get pissed, but it's not gonna happen yet.
I don't know. If they're putting tag title matches with the Usos on the kickoff show, I think they would do this on a Miz TV segment on the kickoff show.
I did too. They're trying to make those things more relevant. Why wouldn't you put it there? I see it's a fair point, but if you're trying to make these things relevant, that's a way to get more people to watch.
Yeah, I'm with Kevin on this one. I mean, this is the time, especially if you're Triple H and Stephanie McMahon, if you really want to show you can take over for Vince McMahon, this is the time where you roll the dice and say, okay, here's where we're going to hit you with something creative.
I didn't know the kickoff show was on. The tag titles were on the pre-show.
Not this time around, but they've done it before.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I mean, true. I mean, they do have some good stuff on the kickoff show, but I don't know. Like for me, I think it's fine. You know, this isn't a main event thing. I don't think it needs to be really high up on the card. And you know, the kickoff show should have some unexpected stuff. It should be giving you content that you'll want to watch. That's why you have like tag title changes on the kickoff and that sort of thing. So I'm gonna go with no though. I don't think it's gonna happen. I think it's gonna happen later on. I think we'll get another tease, but I don't think it's gonna be this weekend.
I agree.
Okay, so let's go with the Divas Championship match. I think we got everyone, right? Everyone in?
Yeah.
I think so. I don't know if I said anything.
Rob, what did you say as far as your pick? Is Mizdow turning?
I'd like to see him turn. If I were booking for the WWE, he would turn.
Okay.
But of course I'm not, so I think they're going to wait just a little bit.
Okay, cool. Okay, so your Divas Championship match, we've got Paige versus Nikki. Obviously, Paige is challenging for the title. So does Paige walk out with the title finally? Joe?
Nope. Why? Because Brie. That's it. They're gonna hold it off. I think they're gonna wait till Mania. Although Paige did look pretty hot in the outfit.
Outfit?
Yeah. The baby doll kind of outfit that she stole on Raw. But, yeah. Sorry, I drifted. That's just a great match.
I was lost
it's
in
probably
the
only good thing to come out of the UK.
Joe, hang on, Joe. To be fair, America came out of the UK too.
Oh, true.
See how that turned out.
Yeah. There could have been other things, but they went back, Lee. They went back to the UK.
This is so much bullshit right now.
This is what happens when you don't talk to us ever since you come to this place.
Yeah.
There's a reason loaded up and waiting for you.
Lee, what's your thoughts on this? Does Paige walk out with the title?
The fact that she's British, I'm going to say yes, but no, she doesn't. If I have to listen to that fucking Brie mode song one more time, I swear down, I may have to kill somebody. That is the worst song in a long. Is there a worse song? Is there a worse theme song on the roster right now than that theme music? That is literally
on the roster now. No.
Yeah.
On the roster now, no. But if you went back to Jillian Hall's sliced bread song, that would.
Oh God.
I compared to the Brie mode song, that's not terrible.
At least the Brie mode song's auto-tuned.
Yeah, but it's auto-tuned to the point of it's gone that further over the auto-tune where it's just demolished the song.
Just keep her out of the ring. Let Nikki do the wrestling. That way we hear the Nikki theme.
Oh, God. So bad. But no is the answer. No.
Okay. Harrison?
Since I'm probably not going to be on next week, because I'll be at dinner with my family, what I'm going to do is I'm going to say that they're going to tie.
Tie?
What? What?
You're pushing.
Write it down. No, tie, not a push, a tie. Someone's going to say these two tie. If it can happen to the Bengals, it can happen to these two.
Hey, Bonda's just cool.
God.
What?
Don't bring up the worst fucking football team in the history of the world. coupled with the shittiest quarterback known to man. It's almost baseball season.
It is basketball season.
So Harrison's proposing a lay cool situation. All right.
Yeah. There you go, Nick.
Have you been away that long where you've just gone?
So we're just waiting for them to scissor, is basically what you're telling us.
Nope, I'm waiting for them to tie. They're going to tie. Each of them will get half.
Did you get dragged to 50 Shades of Grey and now you're into this bondage thing, or what?
What they do in that movie is not bondage.
I have no idea. I haven't seen it, Harrison.
No, in the book, it's definitely not. It's not healthy. It's wrong. I cannot believe that. It started off as Twilight fan fiction. Did you guys know that?
Keep defending your choices, Harrison.
It did start off as Twilight fan fiction, and they did a find replace for the names.
Harrison, you know way too much about them.
My wife, because she says they're terrible. God, they're awful.
By the way, Robert in the live chat is saying double count out, and no, that's not what Harrison's saying. Harrison is saying specifically tie.
Tie.
Yeah, just a tie.
I cut the belt in half, and they each walk away with one half.
It's gonna. What was that, Lee? I'm sorry.
How is this tie going to come about?
I don't. It's going to happen.
It's a Divas match. Most people will be in.
Lee, you're the one in the point for the. You're the one who just got to look for the reference point. So.
That's a good point.
Who's the judge in women's wrestlers court to decide this Solomon cutting the baby in half situation?
Triple H.
Of course.
You guys did see that picture where they reversed Stephanie and his heads on their bodies?
That's like a weekly occurrence.
Yeah, it's just wonderful. He is an ugly woman.
It's terrifying every time.
Is that like those photoshopped images of birds with arms?
Or your head on a hummingbird?
I still need to find that. I can't keep track of who I've talked to already tonight. So, Rob, who you got? I don't think I've asked you yet.
No, you have not asked me yet. And just for shits and giggles, I'm going to go with the hot British chick because I cannot stand the Bella twins.
Yeah, head says no, heart says yes, for total hotness. She comes in second at this point, because nobody ever tried Maggie. But damn, she's fine. But no, I don't think they do it either.
What?
I'm not cool with the Harrison's tie scenario. The Bellas are going to win. That's what I'm talking about.
Okay, John Cena versus Rusev for the U.S. Championship. Hot damn. We've got John Cena out of the main event, finally going after a mid-card title. The U.S. Championship finally feels important. And who is going to guess that John Cena is going to walk out with the title?
Spinner belt, bitches. Spinner belt.
This guy right here, Cena's walking out with the title.
Harrison calls for... No, I'm saying Rusev, man. Rusev's going to break him.
He's going to crush.
I'm going with Rusev
forecasting
too.
a DQ win.
Joe, that might be the worst Russian accent I've ever heard.
Well, it kept me from saying that your girlfriend was going to crush him.
Oh my god.
So, love you, Rob.
Yeah, I know.
Anyone going for John Cena to win?
Harrison.
No.
Besides Harrison?
I'm agreeing with Harrison. I think Cena's going to win.
Look at me converting people.
And remember, the pick is who's walking out with the title.
Correct.
Cena can win via DQ. It doesn't count for a point.
Yeah, that's the scenario I'm forecasting here.
Okay. Usos will defend the tag team championships against Cesaro and Kidd. Who you got, Joe?
I'm going with Cesaro and Kidd because they need to do something with them. And the Usos have had it. They've had their runs with it. So, Cesaro and Kidd, they definitely need an upstart. And after Cesaro's Twitter got hacked, they're going to have to do something to fight back. Give them a push so that internet fans don't have to hack WWE Twitter.
For reals. Nick, what do you think?
Yeah, Brass Ring Club all the way. I think that's where the story's going, and I love this team. They can't push them hard enough for my liking.
Kevin.
I'm just impressed they actually did something with Tyson Kidd that was actually worthwhile. Yeah, I'm gonna stick with everybody else. I think they could leave it on the Usos, but if they want somebody else to be relevant, and it damn sure can't be the New Age Outlaws who barely can move in the ring. Look, guys, love you, but sorry, it's the truth. You gotta have somebody else. So, and the Ascension's just getting going. I'll go with Cesaro and Kid.
Harrison.
I'm going to go with Cesaro and Kid, too, for all the reasons that everybody said here, and also that I agree because I've been watching wrestling nonstop since I left, so I'm totally aware that these two are apparently a tag team and that they have a champion. They have a chance to get the championship, that the Usos got the belts, which I knew about when they did way back in... So, yeah, their time has come. I think it's time for Cesaro and Kid, who are good in the ring together. Is that the consensus of the show? I just want to make sure. I haven't been on in a while.
Sounds good.
Harrison.
Yeah?
The only thing I'm disappointed in, because this is awesome, the only thing I'm disappointed in is you didn't come up with a commercial.
Oh, good lord! You want the entire world, don't you?
You damn right I do.
My name's Kevin, and I want Harrison to do everything.
Yeah, it's first time Harrison's been on the show in like a year. Oh.
Let's have him do a commercial. Let's have him write a bunch of stuff for this thing.
Rob.
It's funny because we were talking in the pre-show about the Royal Rumble and everything. I thought one of the highlights of the Royal Rumble was the Usos tag match. Coming back to WWE, I noticed immediately that those guys have gotten a lot better. So I think the WWE is probably going to hold off, try to develop some of the other tag teams they've got going. I'm going to say the Usos retain the titles.
Okay. Lee.
I'm going to go with the Usos just because going into WrestleMania, I think they're going to have the Usos retain. How long have the Usos had the titles now? It's not massively long.
It's been a couple months, I think.
Yeah, a couple months.
Yeah. Terribly long. I'm going to go with the Usos. If Cesaro and Kid win, thank God, because the Usos don't really interest me that much. They're good wrestlers, but they're just it's the same shit all over it, like over and over and over. It's a bit like the Cena syndrome, really. It's like the same shit over and over again, but like in tag team form. It's a bit weird, but I'm going to go with the Usos because WWE booking is yeah.
It's Uso crazy.
Yeah, that is not my words I would have used.
Live chat's kind of mixed on this match. We've got votes for both teams. So, actually, no, I think Cesaro and Kid have the edge. So that's what live chat's saying. That's what I'm saying. So, yeah, we'll see. All right. Will The Undertaker respond to Bray Wyatt's challenge? Is that what they're building up? Are they building up Bray Wyatt versus The Undertaker at WrestleMania 31? So, let's start this off. The question is, will Undertaker show up to answer the challenge?
No.
Are we talking a physical presence or
a
just
graphic on the screen? Like a graphic on the screen kind of thing?
Just basically stealing Sting's gimmick. I'm gonna lean toward no. I don't think Taker's having a match this year. I think he's still too fucked up from the last one he had.
Okay. Lee?
I'm gonna lean the same way because I also think that if Taker comes back, you can't have him lose 2 years in a row, and I don't think that's good for Bray at all. So I say no. Just if it comes back and that actually happens, this is a bad idea. I don't think you can kill Bray like that.
Well, just think though, Bray's last segment this week on Raw, or I don't know if it was the last one that I saw, was him nailing a coffin. I think that's what he was doing. But so let's say that
nails. Those nails. He was twirling in his hands.
What if this is a buried alive match or a casket match, and this is Undertaker's final match? Would you be okay then?
I still don't think it looks good. Because you have to have Taker go over. I don't think it looks good. Taker should go. It should be done after last year the streak was broken. I don't want to see it. So you want my opinion? There it is. I don't want this to happen. I think it would be bad for Bray to have him lose.
Lee?
I know where you're coming from, where everyone's coming from, but who the hell else is it going to be? Like, who the hell else is it going to be on about?
There was the rumor that because they kept using the zombie terminology for Luke Harper, that he's the undead guy that's being talked about.
But how disappointing would that be?
Totally, but
it'll be like the biggest letdown. There's no way that they're pushing Bray, because they clearly are. Like, you know, he keeps winning, he keeps getting over everybody. It can't be for anybody else. Like, it's got to be for Taker. It has to be, but like,
what if it's Sheamus? I mean, Sheamus is returning.
Oh my god! If you say that, oh my god.
I mean, he's so pale, it makes sense.
He's ghost-like. He's practically undead. Let's just
he can
go
stay
with
invisible. I just, oh god. Can you imagine Sheamus versus Bray Wyatt? Oh god, that would be the
20 seconds maybe.
21. 21.
All right. So what are you saying? You're saying yes, Undertaker shows up at Fastlane?
No, 100% no.
And for the record, I'm saying no.
Rob?
I'm also going to say no. I think Kevin made an excellent point. There's no upside for Undertaker here, and you can't have. And if you pair this up, one person is going to get buried, literally and or figuratively. Either you kill off what legacy the Undertaker has, or you completely kill the push Bray Wyatt has. This match would just be an all-around bad idea. So no, I don't see Undertaker showing up.
Okay. I think that Bray versus Undertaker is going to happen at WrestleMania 31. But is it going to be answered? You know, is that challenge going to be answered at Fastlane? No, because I don't think you can do that twice. They're already doing that with Sting and Triple H. Doesn't make sense to do it twice, but I do see that match taking place. And let's look at the live chat. Live chat is echoing some of our concerns as far as, you know, can't see Taker losing twice. That's from Robert Carmichael. And Benjamin is saying, that he won't show up, but will be at Mania. So I think we're on the same page there. Okay.
So just a real quick theory. Pretty much everybody here is against the idea of Taker having another Mania match, right?
No. I'm okay with one more.
Almost everybody then.
I'm okay.
Okay.
I mean, honestly, no, I don't want to see it. I mean, he's old. I don't want to see it. But, I also understand that with the concussion last year, that's a hard match to gauge whether or not he can still hang.
Okay, so would anybody's opinion change if you removed the restriction that Taker only wrestles at Manias? Like, what if they're building up for a SummerSlam match between Bray and
now?
Taker?
No.
No. I mean, they devoted a year to Rock Cena.
This is the road to WrestleMania.
It's
WrestleMania.
No.
All right.
Now, would I feel more comfortable with it? I think, yeah, because then we would know that Undertaker is healthy enough to do it. Because right now it's still up in question. There's these leaked photos of Undertaker looking pretty unhealthy and out of shape. But we see that every year, and he turns out to be okay. So who knows? But
yeah, it'd be a great way to make SummerSlam relevant again.
Yeah, I mean, it would be even better if they just planted, like, those photos. Like, oh yeah, these are recent photos.
Yeah.
And they were actually from, like, 10 months ago.
Okay.
So then he's even 10 months older than the photos that we saw? And this is a good thing?
Well, no, he's had time to rebuild the body.
Yeah.
What is taking a photo of him at the hospital?
Okay.
What was that question, Lee?
Just give whatever leaked photo they can to TMZ, and then TMZ will do whatever, and then no one will expect it.
Are you upset they didn't give it to you?
Well,
somebody sounds salty, Lee.
Sometimes you have to work for these kind of things.
Intercontinental Championship match. We've got Wade Barrett defending against Dean Ambrose. Who walks out with the title? Lee?
Wade Barrett. Because
Homer.
Yeah. Because he's British, I'll say that. But at the end of the day, I don't know what they're doing with Dean Ambrose. They're just like, he's just drifting, essentially. He's doing nothing. The fact that, if you look at the card, Ziggler, Ryback, and Rowan, all the guys who were saved in the major angle, 2 months ago, not got a place.
Yeah.
And Dean Ambrose is one of the only other kind of faces who was even half relevant. And yeah, he's it's a nothing match, essentially. Not really. Yeah, I mean, he's built it up well,
but see, that's why I think Ambrose is going to win because they need to do something with him. So why not put the strap on him and see what he can do? Plus, there aren't a lot of face champs right now.
What did they do?
Yeah. So I'm taking Ambrose. I think they're going to have him win. I think they're going to give him a shot to see what he can do with the title, to see if he can run with this. And again, there's nobody. There's nobody that's a face champ right now except the Usos. Am I correct? So, why not give a guy a shot? I think he's going to win. Still think it's Barrett, but your point is exactly right. That's why they have to do something with him, because I don't think they want Ambrose to fall into obscurity.
Mm.
Well, having him lose like pretty much every big match, and then not having a character that's really definable, is already putting Ambrose into that spot. It's so difficult to tell. Like they're saying he's crazy, but really he's just this dumb guy. Like, isn't it amazing that when he was in the Shield, a lot of us thought he was the leader of the Shield, like he was the mastermind behind it, and then they flipped that and said Seth Rollins was the mastermind, and ever since then, Ambrose has just been this dumb guy making dumb decisions.
I think the thing was though that Seth Rollins was the underdog in the lot of them. Like, no one expected him to come out as the top guy, so they had him do it to make him a kind of star. Roman Reigns was always predicted to be some kind of, big guy going on to better things. And Dean Ambrose was kind of the middle guy in the end, where you didn't really know what the hell was going on. So, but if you remember, you're right. If you remember, he wrestled The Undertaker in the UK on SmackDown, I think, Dean Ambrose. And they put him up against all the, top guys to test him out. And nothing happened. Really weird.
Yeah, it felt like Ambrose just kind of like, I remember when the Shield was, I want to say like just about peaking, and all three of us were thinking like, this is just a win-win-win for the WWE, because any one of these guys is potential main event. And I just feel like they were like, nope, we only got room for 2 on the roster, and Ambrose, for whatever reason, parked in Triple H's parking spot, and now he's stuck doing this. I can't explain it because, yeah, just looking at it historically, Ambrose in the Shield, yeah, we all thought he was the leader. All of his interviews that he did outside the WWE, he sounds intelligent. It's not like he doesn't come off as an idiot. But this character, you're absolutely right. He just comes off as, now that I'm thinking about it last night, yeah, he didn't seem crazy. He just seemed dumb. He just seemed like just a kind of a doofus.
You guys are complaining that he, seems dumb, but at least he's getting TV time. Heath Slater got screwed out of Slater Gator.
Yeah,
he's still scraping bottom.
Well,
if anybody, okay, let's just say Ginger went the JTG route now. Right?
Hey, look, 3FB never got the credit they deserved. All right,
no, they didn't.
We all know that 3FB for the win.
We learned not to hinder gender, all right?
But
I think you'll find Curtis Axel got screwed more than Heath has ever been screwed.
Yeah.
True.
And don't forget, Heath was on Raw last week as Sting, and that's pretty big.
Michael McGillicuddy. No, it wasn't. I forgot they announced who it was, but damn it.
Rob, who you got in this match?
I'm gonna go with Wade Barrett here, just because, I like the kind of bad news gimmick that they've been giving him. The whole fact that, a lot of what, you guys have said about Dean Ambrose, so far appears to be true. It doesn't really look like the WWE knows what to do with him, and they tend not to put the title on people that they don't know what they're gonna do with yet.
Right.
So.
Okay. Harrison, did you pick?
Yeah, I have not yet, and I'm 100% going after Wade Barrett for the exact reason that Rob came up. It is true. The WWE just apparently has no idea what they want to do with Dean Ambrose, and they do not give the belt to somebody they don't have a future with.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, me personally, I'm with Kevin. I think they need to do something with Ambrose, and I think this is a way to kind of salvage him before he sinks into obscurity. And besides, this would be, if everything goes as we're predicting, because when has that ever happened? Dean Ambrose is going to be the only face champ coming out of this.
No, there's going to be a tie at the Divas Championship, so we'll have a face champ.
That's right.
Paige will have it Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Nikki will have it Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, and they'll alternate Sundays.
I'm just wondering if that would come out to be a tweener champ then.
No, it's going to be like if you're like co-owning a dog with somebody. Only in this case, it's a Divas Championship belt.
Okay, that makes sense.
Co-holding a dog?
Yeah, you never done that? Where like you and a girlfriend get a dog and then you break up, and so now you're stuck with like a dual custody dog.
What's this about a girlfriend?
They're like these women
Explain,
that
Harrison.
you get
Lee's
to make
unfamiliar
out
with the concept.
and have sex with. And then sometimes you get a dog, and then you break up, and what happens to the dog? Well, you can't just let her have the dog. It's your dog, too. So part of the custody hearing, I guess, is you co-own. Really? None of you guys? Okay.
You trying to tell us something about your marriage?
I love how far
I keep things
Harrison went into the explanation
Harrison.
before he's like,
I don't think it's that complicated.
Are you trying to get rid of a dog?
No, I don't have... No, I have my dog. I'm happy with my dog. I'm just saying, you've never done... All right, whatever. Anyway, so that's what I'm saying.
Harrison, I saw the Craigslist ad.
That's commitment, ladies and gentlemen.
If the apartment is in your name, it's your dog.
yeah, that's pretty much how I look at things.
No, no, you can't do it that way. The dog's a living thing, and it doesn't even poop in the apartment.
Cattle.
So how does that work out?
Or
It's
chattel.
not cattle.
Chattel.
It's not an asset. You can't make money off a dog. You can make money off a cow.
You can make money off a dog.
You can't make as much. No, you can't make as much money off a dog as you can a cow.
Well,
you can
You
milk
could still milk a
You
dog.
can't have a dog.
no
Tricks.
one said compare how much money you can make from a cow versus a dog. We're just saying you
No,
can make money off a dog.
Bitches, we're going dog tipping.
I've seen those dogs on America's Got Talent. I think you can totally make that much money.
Oh yeah, but that's like saying I can make as much money as anybody that can sing because I sing in the shower. I mean, those dogs are like special talent dogs. Any cow.
The dogs in America's Got Talent can actually do things. You cannot sing.
No, but I can cook a mean steak.
See, there's another thing a cow
With
can do that you
dog.
can't do with a dog.
No,
Well,
a cow
then
cannot
that's-
cook steak.
I mean, they could. They just, it's like cannibalism at that point.
Yeah, I was just gonna say.
It's like feeding chicken to chickens.
Okay.
So are you putting your dog down?
Dear God.
And in true FTW tradition, this
Who's
show has
putting
gone
Heath Slater down?
right up the dress.
Look. My point is, my eventual point is, yes, Wade Barrett could win the belt and he'd be a heel, which would mean a heel card winning the belt across the entire thing. But because the Divas Championship is going to end in a tie, it means technically a face walks out with the belt, but only 3 days a week and alternating Sundays.
So where does the dog come into it?
Because it's like co-owning a dog with an ex-girlfriend.
It's called a metaphor. You take one thing and you compare it to what you're trying to say. And the whole
Hey,
point
I
makes
would
your
know
point
what's
easier.
happening.
So instead of being team hell no, they'll be team yes.
But only 3 days a week and alternating Sundays.
And a double donger in the ring. All right.
Okay. Well, I think we satisfied that match conversation. Let's go on. Triple H is going to confront Sting. Are they going to book a WrestleMania 31 match? Yes or no?
100% yes.
Unfortunately, yes.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm with Joe on that one.
Even I'm the biggest Triple H fan of the world, and even I don't want to see this.
Because of Triple H or because of Sting?
Sting.
Really?
And this is just not going to be good.
It's going to be a no-holds-barred match or no DQ match. They're going to salvage it. It'll be a decent match because Sting's going to get the bat, Triple H is going to get the sledgehammer, and they're going to have that iconic showdown because they want that going in. They want that going into and coming out of WrestleMania. That's a poster
phallic
right
symbols
there.
at 10 paces.
Is it weird that Sting's is black?
But when you swing it, it just doesn't carry the weight.
Okay, Lee.
God.
Phallic symbols at 10 paces.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Lee.
It's
Nick,
fine.
that is gold.
Thank you.
Yes, is the answer.
Rob?
Unfortunately, I think they are going to have a match, which is, like Kevin, I'm against, but I think the problem is Stink has shown that he can still wrestle, whereas, Triple H has at times shown that he's getting out of his prime, almost to the point where he makes a double stuffed Matt Hardy look good.
Ouch.
There we go. We're almost there. We're almost to the pinnacle of bad old jokes.
Okay. Well, we are unanimous.
I felt it was my duty as the former TNA guy to.
Hey, Joe, you can't really fault Rob for that one because since the last time he was on the show, that technically that joke isn't tired yet.
Yeah. Yeah, that joke was just starting. All right, main event, Daniel Bryan versus Roman Reigns. The winner goes on to WrestleMania 31 to take on Brock Lesnar for the WWE Championship. Who will face Brock Lesnar? Nick.
It's kind of looking to me like the WWE is in the same situation they were last year, where a lot of people are unhappy with the Rumble result, and they want to do some course correcting. Daniel Bryan worked out last year, and this is another good story you could tell with Daniel Bryan, where he slays the giant, he conquers the beast. So I think Daniel Bryan's going to win at Fastlane.
I can tell you why he might not. My speculation is that there's going to be a no contest draw, a double count out, so they end up
tie.
No, not a
That's
tie.
different.
No, there's no double-ended dildos in that. I mean, while I think it's going to end the count out, so we can go to triple threat, not Triple H. The other premise that it could be, my second choice would be Roman Reigns. Daniel Bryan would not go. Why? Because Sheamus is returning.
Oh my god.
Remember, they've got to have that third match.
Oh no.
That has been planned 3 years in a row.
Yeah.
I know. And then last year it got pushed off because of fan reaction. They're going to do it this year.
It's going to get pushed off again because of fan reaction.
Yeah.
I don't know about. Well, I mean, I'm saying he's going to the championship. Yeah, sure. But I'm just saying, I think Reigns has a better shot of winning than Daniel Bryan. Discuss.
But you're still saying it's going to end in a no contest or double.
Correct. I'm just throwing out that option scenario.
Sure.
But no, my official vote is no contest.
Yeah, no, it's a good thought. I mean, I don't necessarily agree with it, but as far as the story aspect of it, based on their history, I mean, it does tell a good story. It's just anti like everything we stand for.
And
I gotta be honest. I'm not 100% against the idea of a triple threat match, and I'm probably going to be burned at the stake for that one.
No,
you and like several
idea.
hundred other people.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not. I mean, I'm. Oh man, I'm totally on board with Daniel Bryan redemption story, and it makes sense. I don't like the idea of the WWE turning it into an apology. I feel like that kind of cheapens it a little bit by doing that. It's like, you know what, it happened, moved on, people, deal with it. No, Daniel Bryan's going to be better. Daniel Bryan's still going to be awesome regardless. But this being a triple threat match, Daniel Bryan, Roman Reigns, and the
Fork laser.
Yeah, whatever. No, point being, I don't mind it being a triple threat match at WrestleMania because man, I got to be honest. Roman Reigns for the WWE Championship slot, does that really sound like a main event at WrestleMania? I mean, that just sounds kind of weak. It tastes like weak. For Lee, this is for you. It seems like it would be weak tea.
What?
Right.
You know what? You didn't get the dog thing. I'm not helping you anymore.
bring back Dinosaur Lee.
No, I can't do it. We're not doing a video podcast. I didn't like Dinosaur Lee. I kept having identity issues.
Lee.
That's just because your daughter liked Dinosaur Lee better than you.
She really did.
Lee,
She actually
what's
might.
your
She's
thoughts?
really huge into dinosaurs now.
There's no real win here because, like, Roman Reigns. Well, I don't know what you just said, but I'm gonna let it drop. You're supposed to tell me.
What? Tell you
What?
What the hell was Dinosaur Lee?
Oh, she's behind.
Thank you, Lee, for paying attention to this show all the weeks you missed. At least check in once in a while. God.
Dinosaur Lee.
I don't have time.
Well, that's fine. We can talk about that later.
Dinosaur Lee was a thing while you were in the States for 3 months. My God.
Oh shit!
I
was
did
it?
Dinosaur Lee, I think, while you were on the show.
A little bit, yeah.
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 That might be my fault then.
Lee, who is winning this match? Who is going on to WrestleMania?
It's hard. It's either Roman Reigns or it's no contest. Daniel Bryan is not winning this outright, as much as I hate to say that. There's like a rumor. There was a rumor like a week ago saying it was going to be a triple threat at WrestleMania, which would be the ideal kind of outcome. To make it a lot more unpredictable. But they are content on having Roman Reigns, regardless of what the hell anyone says. So it's really difficult. If they did a no contest or tie or draw or whatever the hell they did at pay-per-view, I've got to go for Roman Reigns.
Okay.
And there won't be a tie because they already did it early in the show, and that would make the show a disaster if they did it.
Rob?
Epic fail. 2 ties on one show? Are you insane? This isn't TNA.
If Triple H comes out wearing a tie, and if Vince McMahon comes out wearing a tie, I have beaten your ass.
Ooh.
You know, after all my reading of 50 Shades of Grey, Lee, you better be careful about what you talk about doing to my ass. Kevin's back on the show. I'm getting a little randy.
I just pulled the picture of Dinosaur Lee. I forgot how funny.
We've killed Kevin.
Real quick, how did we end up actually getting that image? I never found that out.
Lee's Facebook page.
Oh, okay. So how's that anniversary show going for you, Garvin? Are you happy you organized this shit?
I didn't organize it. Actually, Joe did. Thanks, Joe.
Joe, real nice job, Joe. It isn't Abbey Road, but I'll give it to you that it's actually a pretty fun time.
And props to Robert Carmichael for 50 Shades of FTW coming soon.
It wasn't that photo of me like with a weird face on with Harrison putting a voice on, was it?
It was.
With you in a dinosaur suit.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah, the dinosaur. Yeah, the dinosaur onesie, which wasn't.
Yeah, Dinosaur Lee.
I remember.
Could it have been the nipples? We could do that one too, Lee.
Nipple Lee.
Okay, Rob, what's your thoughts on this match?
We got sidetracked so much, I forgot which match we're on.
Daniel Bryan versus Roman Reigns, who will go on to face Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania 31.
Thank you. I actually think Daniel Bryan is going to win this match. Because Brock Lesnar needs a quality opponent at WrestleMania. And while the WWE is high on Roman Reigns, and they definitely want to push him, Lesnar fighting big guys has been done to death. And Lesnar's not always consistently good in those kind of matches. Whereas he's shown the ability in the past to have really good matches with somebody who's smaller, who's quicker, who can move around the ring. And I think there's so many different things you could do with Daniel Bryan and Brock Lesnar that I would much rather prefer to see that match. So I think Daniel Bryan's going to win.
Okay. When we started this conversation, I was going to go with a no contest or draw or some reason why they would book Daniel Bryan versus Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar, because that's what the rumors are all saying, and it seemed like, overall WWE has already made that judgment before, so it's not completely out of the question for them to do it again. But honestly, I really hope that it's Roman Reigns because I want WWE to stand their ground and live with the decisions that they make. The thing is like last year, while we did get what we wanted with Daniel Bryan there, it just left like a really negative taste in everyone's mouth because it's like, well, they didn't really want Daniel Bryan there. It was because of our voices that Daniel Bryan's there. And then ever since then, it's been like this nonstop hate on WWE for everything they do. So, this isn't going to change that for sure, but at least it's WWE taking, ownership of their decisions, not listening to what the internet crowd is saying and just, concentrate on telling the stories that they're trying to tell. That's what I want to see.
I don't give a flying fuck. I'm paying their wages. I don't give a flying fuck what they want.
Yeah, Garvin, are you saying instead of Daniel Bryan as champion, you would have been perfectly content with either Randy Orton or Batista as our champion?
No, I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is because that WWE already they've now set this precedent that they will bend over backwards and not tell complete stories so that the following year will continue to be shit because they have no idea what they're doing because they don't allow themselves to listen to, the original story. Instead, they're just changing things on the whims of the fans. And I think that's wrong.
They don't know what the hell they're doing anyway, so.
What story has been told with Reigns?
For years.
But if you look at the WrestleMania 31, if you go into that WrestleMania with all the crowd, they're going to boo the living shit out of Roman Reigns if it's versus Brock Lesnar. They're going to cheer Brock Lesnar on. They can tell the story all they want, but Roman Reigns is going to get his ass handed to him.
Sure.
But what would be worse, Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar or The Miz versus John Cena?
That is a hard question.
Reigns versus Lesnar.
Because, people were really against Miz versus Cena, and we got that.
Yeah, and it's down as one of the worst fucking WrestleMania main events ever.
I don't know about that.
It is. It was like, it was
I think
Rock
Cena 1 was pretty terrible.
But I think The Rock, it was all focused on The Rock versus Cena rather than Cena versus The Miz.
Hey, the best man still walked out with the title.
I can't believe Garvin is ruling against Mr. Beard himself.
I do not believe that if they went with Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar, that 70,000 people would cheer on Roman Reigns.
I'm not saying that would be the end result either. All I'm saying, and this is being echoed in the live chat by Blue Cactor, WWE should live with the decision and learn that they need to make the right decision in the first place rather than change everything in the middle. And that seems to be what they've done since last year, is that they constantly are changing everything in the middle of the story instead of just telling the story and us seeing where things go. That's the thing. Well, go ahead.
Why can't they just get it right the first time though?
Because it's the WWE. They can't do anything right the first time.
Exactly.
But Garvin, I'd like to introduce you to Vincent Kennedy McMahon.
Hey,
right.
But it's all subjective, right?
And the monkeys that he hires that are called WWE Creative.
But again, it's all subjective.
It is. But at the end of the day,
it's not really subjective. Go back and watch the Austin documentary and listen to the nicknames that WWE Creative came up with for Stone Cold Steve Austin before he finally found his own damn nickname.
But that took many years, right? That Stone Cold wasn't Stone Cold as soon as he got here. He went through a process. And it seems like ever since Daniel Bryan's been here, the fans won't let WWE go through that process.
Because Daniel Bryan never got a fair, title reign. He got injured, fair enough, but he never got a run. I think if he got a full run and, he lost legitimately, I think then we could all move on happily. But they didn't, they just kind of went, okay, injury, then he came back, nothing really happened. He got eliminated in 10 minutes. In one of the worst Royal Rumble matches ever towards the end. It was ridiculous.
Sure.
But, why can he not just tell the story with Bryan this WrestleMania, then Roman the next? Because he's clearly not ready. It's clear, right?
That implies that Kevin Nash was even ever ready.
Yeah, the thing is that at the end of the day, my thing is that I just want a clear story being told from start to finish, and we can't get that because every single time WWE makes a decision, they get shit on by the fans.
I agree.
But it doesn't
with
matter
you,
what
Garvin.
decision they make. They could make an awesome decision, and there's still going to be a loud majority or minority or whatever you want to call it on the internet that's going to be saying it's terrible.
I
don't think that's down to Daniel Bryan. I think that's down to the internet.
Yeah.
Well, and I think what it is too is like we said. I mean, I agree with you partially, Garvin. I want to see a complete storyline. I want to see the WWE run an original storyline and put something together. I think their biggest problem for years and years, and it's one that they have had ample opportunity to fix, and they have deliberately chosen not to fix it, is they continue to stick with writers who know jack shit about professional wrestling. They don't understand the nuances, they don't understand things, and they continually repeat their mistakes. And I think that is part of the reason why wrestling fans are continuing to complain and to give WWE a hard time, because they don't see the WWE trying to fix mistakes. Now, hopefully that'll change when Triple H takes over, because he's done an amazing job with NXT.
Rob, going back to the writing stuff, are you taking shots at Freddie Prinze Jr.?
I am.
Okay. Just curious. One to confirm.
Yep. I've got...
Suck it, Freddie!
I mean, that's really all I'm saying.
Okay. Harrison, who was your pick again? I didn't write it down.
For which match?
this match, the main event, Daniel Bryan versus Roman Reigns.
Oh,
I didn't write it down. I'm sorry. I know that was like half an hour ago, but
yeah, I know. Man, I'm legitimately a tie, but probably Daniel Bryan, to be honest with you.
Okay.
If it has to be one, I would be fine with both of them winning it, but if it has to be one, yeah, Daniel Bryan.
Okay. So overall, that is your card for WWE Fastlane. Are you sold on it? Will you be watching?
I'll certainly be watching. It looks like a pretty decent card overall. Stronger than I would have expected for what's honestly a throwaway pay-per-view.
I'll
agree with Nick.
Yeah, I'll probably check it out, because WWE Network is giving away free subscriptions this month. I've been watching some of my old favorite matches from the WWF anyway, so since I've got it for a month, I'll definitely be watching Fastlane.
And everybody who did the boycott WWE Network, I mean, they'll be signing up probably next month to make sure they can get WrestleMania. So,
Yeah, probably.
I mean, it's not a throwaway show in terms of like, we don't know who's main event in WrestleMania, as we've just found there, but like, it's not a bad card, and it's free, so if you don't watch it, you kind of have to, really.
Yeah, all things considered, exactly. All things considered, as far as what this show is, it's really not a throwaway show. I mean, it's going to decide the main event of WrestleMania. It is essentially free. It's a decent advertisement for the WWE app. As far as for what this show is and what the WWE is billing it is, it's not a throwaway show. If this was SummerSlam or if this was the Rumble, yeah, it's a throwaway pay-per-view. But for what it is, I think it's a decent pay-per-view. Not everything has to be an ultra card.
totally shut your whore mouth.
I'm going to get my tie, Joe, and then what are you going to do? You're going to be like, oh, I was wrong, Harrison. Please, here's money.
I don't think I'm ever going to say that. I mean, Harrison, here's money. Sure. Harrison, you were right. I was wrong.
That's
I don't
true.
think so.
Yeah, that's absolutely true.
Okay.
Well, 50 Shades of Grey killed the conversation.
So,
What?
I'm sorry, man, but it's so bad.
It's a terrible, terrible movie and book.
by the way, the wife and I did watch St. Valentine's Day Massacre.
Oh, okay.
It's semi-related, but not related. But anyways, we did watch St. Valentine's Day Massacre, which had the main event of Vince McMahon versus Stone Cold when Paul White debuted, the Big Show debuted. So
yeah, I remember that.
Comparing that card, which was your end of February, or not end of February, it was middle of February, versus this February cards. Last pay-per-view before WrestleMania. I say it, generally speaking, it's not far off in quality. We still have some matches that are going to be telling good stories, but it's going to be like a generally average pay-per-view, I think, overall. So I'm looking forward to it, but I'm not, nothing is selling me as like this is going to be an amazing pay-per-view. It's all leading to stuff that hopefully will be taking place at WrestleMania.
Big Show's not on the card, so that's an automatic improvement.
Don't say that too soon.
Yeah. I mean, there's still a couple days left. We don't have Ryback. We don't have Kane. We don't, and I think we only have like 5 matches.
Don't ruin
it. All right. Well, so yeah, that was Fastlane talk. Obviously WrestleMania is coming up. The only match that's officially booked is Brock Lesnar defending the WWE Championship, but we just don't know against who yet. And then a lot of rumored matches, and I would talk about that, but for some reason my phone is frozen and I can't pull up the doc. What's the matches? Joe, can you read them?
The official matches?
Yeah. What's official?
Wait, for WrestleMania 31 or?
Correct.
Okay. Clarifying. Assumed. Okay. Oh, no, official matches. Okay. Roman Reigns or Daniel Bryan or D-Bry versus Reigns versus Brock Lesnar for the WWE Championship. That's the only thing that we're sure of.
Yeah, and we've got the rumored of maybe Dolph versus Daniel Bryan. There's also the Sheamus versus Daniel Bryan.
There's Rhodes versus Rhodes.
Yeah.
There's rumored Dolph versus Zack Ryder because that has as much basis in reality as Dolph versus Daniel.
Yeah.
They're both on Twitter.
Yep.
Okay. And then obviously Sting versus Triple H is pretty much a guarantee. Maybe Bray versus The Undertaker. That's the only other thing that's really being talked about. So, but we'll obviously know more after this Sunday. And then, this is the road to WrestleMania. I think it's about 5 weeks away now. So, yeah. We'll be previewing that in full on March 29th, which is FTW259. So, on this week's Fans Talk TNA, Nick and I will be talking about the fallout of lockdown and whether or not the unlocked ranking system should have anything to do with the World Heavyweight title race. You can find the full archive on fanstalktna.com with new episodes every Thursday. We're not going to talk a lot about TNA tonight. Actually, we're not going to talk about TNA at all, except for one news item that broke earlier today, and that is that Samoa Joe has left the company. So just he announced it on Twitter. No real explanation on why, but I think we can all assume why. Really odd kind of timing, just because, on TV, Samoa Joe is involved in a pretty big story. So for it to happen now seems odd because we know we're going to be seeing him on TV for the next 6 weeks. So, yeah.
I'm pretty sure they're taped up through like June, so we'll be seeing him through then.
Yeah, who does he think he is? Bully Ray?
Yeah. So fantasy booking, any chance we'll see Samoa Joe in WWE, or do you think that he's going to go back to ROH or NJPW, or where do you guys see him going? Lee?
Japan, possibly Ring of Honor, but not WWE.
Yeah, considering ROH's practice of snatching up everybody that used to be there once they leave a bigger company. Like they did that with Matt Sydal, they did that with Chris Hero, they did that with AJ Styles. I'd be incredibly surprised if he wasn't in ROH within the next month or two. Long term, I think New Japan would be crazy not to make him part of the Bullet Club, but that's just my fantasy booking.
Joe?
I think he's going to Ring of Honor New Japan. I don't think he's not going to WWE. As somebody I saw on to internets said, he better start hitting the weights if he even wants to have a shot at being considered in the WWE. I just don't think he fits the role unless they want to do a Samoa faction or something. I mean, with Rikishi getting in, maybe they want to add getting into the Hall of Fame, maybe they want to add another Samoan. But I don't see it happening.
No.
It has been a long time since we've seen somebody do the stink face.
True. But is Joe's ass big enough?
Could be.
Use dusty roads and it'd be like curtains.
Jeez.
Rob, you want to jump in here?
I think New Japan Pro Wrestling is probably the best place for Samoa Joe. They've been taking up a lot of TNA talent that's left, like AJ Styles and a couple of other people, and they've got something really good going right now. Samoa Joe would be a huge asset to them, and it would be good for his career to help him keep up until something develops for him.
Yeah. Live chat's throwing out ROH or NJPW basically to join up with the Bullet Club. Some talk about maybe a Lucha Underground run. I don't know if I can see that, but Lucha Underground does seem like they are trying to bring in some names. We've already seen Alberto El Patron pushed over there. I think Ms. Tetez, which was Sin Cara, the original Sin Cara, I think was supposed to be joining over there. So I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of names being thrown out Lucha Underground. I don't see Joe over there. And then Blue's saying I think any possibility of Joe in WWE is long gone. The only thing that I have at least an argument against that is I could see Joe being used as a trainer in NXT.
I don't know about that.
He wouldn't. I don't think he'd be happy. I mean, he obviously wants to do stuff, but if you talk to anyone, if you listen to any of like the Stone Cold podcast interviews where he talks to people about Samoa Joe, or even I think he even had Samoa Joe on at one time. Like he raves about the guy. So I think to say he doesn't have a place in WWE, I think is wrong. I think he does have a place, but most likely that would be his role if he ever went. Which is a shame.
Well, look, to throw this all in there, I mean, I'm coming into this, admittedly, I really haven't watched, this is going to come as a shock to you guys. I really have not actually been watching wrestling that much over the past few weeks and months. Just, I know. I am terribly sorry to deceive you in such an expert way. I will admit that. And but to be honest, it wasn't that long ago on the show when we were saying Sting showing up on WWE was impossible. So I can't rule anything out, especially with Samoa Joe. I mean, dude, Sting is on WWE in a feud with Triple H. You just would not expect that even, 6 months ago? You wouldn't have expected that? 8 months ago? A year ago? I mean, Come on. So who knows at this point? Which is kind of cool. I mean, it makes being a wrestling fan exciting when stuff like this comes up, because then the possibility is actually kind of there.
Well, I mean, 6 months ago, we already knew he was under contract, so, I mean, we did expect it then.
Ring of Honor.
My name's Joe. I get to be the smartest guy in the room.
Oh, I'm losing my feelings.
After seeing Ring of Honor live, Ring of Honor makes a lot of sense to me. I think he would come with a ton of credibility to the indie scene, which works for Ring of Honor. So, not to say that New Japan isn't a good idea, but I don't know. Ring of Honor just really would seem to be a good fit for Joe. I feel the same way about what happened with, Jay Lethal. I blanked for a second. I mean, I think Jay Lethal went in there with a ton of credibility in the indie scene, and he's doing really well. I think Joe could do the exact same thing.
Very good point.
Okay. All right, let's jump into some Ask FTW stuff, some stuff from the mailbox. First, shout outs to Bogger3K, B-Megs, Arctic Wolf 00, at Mr. DRG_WIR. For continuing the conversation with us this week. It's great to hear from you guys. Some of that will be talked about on this week's Fans Talk Lucha, so definitely stay tuned for that. That'll be out on Friday. Also a big thank you to everyone who reached out to us on why you listen to the show. I know that was a big portion of the conversation last week. So for you guys to reach out to us, it was awesome. Mr. DRG, WIR, B-Megs, Martin, Donald Paulton, Robert Carmichael, Richard St. H, Nay, Adam McLean, Aaron Clements, Eric Boggs, Mike Hart, and Brandon. We received quite a bit of personal stories on why you guys are listening to the podcast, and because quite a few of you went a lot more personal than I think we were expecting, We're not going to read those out on the air. But instead, we just thank you. Thank you for reaching out to us and listening to what we had to say. Obviously we've listened to what you guys had to say as well. But really touched by everything that came in. You guys are fantastic. So, whether you're fighting boredom, depression, or escaping the IWC with some proper wrestling discussion, with other wrestling fans, it's just great that you guys are including us in your, in your general lives. So, if you haven't reached out to us yet, please take a few minutes this week and reach out to us. Questions at ftwpodcast.com. Message the Facebook page, send us tweets, leave a review on Stitcher or iTunes. We want to hear from you. Let us know what we've meant to your lives, and why you want us to keep doing this. And then here's the start of the Ask FTW questions. First, Deuce passed a rumor from Wrestling Observer that they may be changing the main event of WrestleMania, which is something we've already talked about. But yeah, that's obviously a big rumor that is going around, that they might do the triple threat. A lot of people are criticizing WWE for, again, bending over backwards to try and, do something right, for the fans, even though they were criticized to make that change. So, B-Megs said, this is a question for you, Rob. Do you still frequently listen to Jeff Hardy's music?
No, actually, I do not. I have listened to it once when I had to do the damn feedback on it. I have avoided it like the plague ever since.
Okay. I've not listened to it either. I think that show where we all kind of half listened to it, that was the last time I put it in.
The other question that needs to be answered, Harrison, are you still watching the China porn?
Yeah.
It's unfortunate. Wait, hang on, I just want to clarify this. It is unfortunate. I still have that Jeff Hardy album saved on my Spotify.
And just think, that was like probably publicly shared to like your Facebook friends that you listened to that.
Yeah, really.
And that's why I never tie anything to my Facebook account.
Spotify has this neat little feature where you can go private mode and not share what you're listening to.
B-Megs also threw out some fantasy booking ideas. Basically, what's your guys' thoughts on the idea of Wade Barrett versus Magnus? Who would win?
Wade Barrett, because Bullhammer.
Yeah.
I'm thinking Magnus, actually. This partnership with Bram has brought out a whole new side of him that we hadn't seen before, so I think Magnus could hold his own.
Lee?
I'm pretty sure Wade Barrett. But I don't care, they're both British, so
yeah, I mean, we all win, right?
Like Vodka wins. We all win, essentially.
Yeah, I think the more interesting matchup would have been Wade Barrett versus Bram.
Hey, Lee,
Bram, no contest.
The fact that we all win, where's the reference point?
Two English dudes beating the shit out of each other. What's not to love about that?
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, especially if they're heel versus heel.
Yeah.
I think I killed him.
I literally just took a drink and that shit came up. Oh dear. Let's never ever remember
that. Okay. Leonard passed a rumor that's going around about the overall discontent and discontent that is basically flooding the current WWE roster. Everyone is unhappy because of how big NXT is getting. Basically, NXT's roster is receiving more time and creative license, and then the overall positive reaction that they're getting from the crowd. Obviously, WWE's not sharing in that positivity from anyone. So overall, do you think the WWE roster is in the right to be jealous, spiteful towards the NXT roster, that sort of thing? Do you think that the WWE roster is right to be to feel wronged here?
They are absolutely in their right. I mean, look, this is clearly working, and then they're coming to these guys who were supposed to be the top guys, supposed to be leading the company, and not allowing them to do similar things or to have that sort of creative license or cutting back on their time. They should absolutely be pissed. I have no problem with these guys being upset. they should be, and they should be voicing that discontent. They should be voicing it more. The problem is that they'll get taken off TV if they do. But at the same time, they should be. They should be upset about this. They should be saying this is what we should be doing. We should be what NXT is, and we're not because we're getting shit on. So absolutely there should be this discontent, and they should be upset about it.
Yeah, they should absolutely be expressing all kinds of anger and discontent and outrage at the writers, management. It's not NXT that they have a problem with, or at least not that they should be having a problem with. It's the creative team. They're being given absolutely nothing to work with, despite the fact that everything they do is being scripted. And Ambrose raised a good point in an interview I listened to that everything's scripted. Like, it doesn't matter who it is, except maybe Paul Heyman, because he hasn't screwed anything up yet. But unless you're that guy or a very special circumstance, everything you do is written down by guys who have absolutely no idea what works for a wrestling product or even a sports entertainment product. All they know is Hollywood, and that doesn't translate. So if the creative team isn't working out, if what NXT is doing is working, and we've all seen it absolutely is, they need to start taking lessons from that. They need to start being given that sort of freedom, because if they're on the main roster, they did something to deserve that spot. So chances are they know what they're doing if just given the opportunity. So yeah, they should absolutely be pissed off at creative, at management, at Vince if they dare to.
Okay. What's the best and worst looking title right now? This one comes from Martin Hartlebury. What's the best looking title right now?
Ooh, that's
right now or ever?
Right now.
I like the Divas title. It's got a nice branding message on it, and they're really honed in on it pretty sharp. I know people hate it because it's not the women's title, and that's completely fair. But as far as the look and the branding message of the title and how it fits with the division, totally the Divas title.
Best, I'm still going IC. Yeah, I love the old IC belt.
I agree with Kevin. The IC belt's good. But I'm going to say the worst one. Worst one is that 20 pounds of gold that Lucha Underground is using.
We're not there yet. We're not there yet.
I'm just throwing it out there because I've been.
It is the worst. I will agree.
Right,
yeah.
Right. But there's a couple of questions I didn't get weighed in on, so I wanted to make sure I got it in while I could.
I think best looking would probably have to go to the Knockouts title. Worst, the WWE tag team titles. It's like two giant pennies on leather.
Yeah, I'm pretty much with Nick on that one.
Yeah, the tag title too kind of suck.
At least they're staying dedicated to the theme.
All right. Anyone else?
I think the WWE title is probably the best looking title, just for being biased. I quite like it. I think it beats the shit out of the spinner.
Oh well, sure. I mean, if that's what you're comparing it to, for sure.
Yeah. Anything is better than the spinner. To be fair, the IC title is pretty good as well.
The Jeff Hardy designed abomination that was TNA's world title. Better than the spinner.
That was the reason I wanted to bring up the worst. Is this all time or right now? Because that is by far the worst of all time. Good Lord, that thing was atrocious. It's like we give a 5-year-old crayons. It was like, here, draw something, make it a title. And then they're like, oh, we're actually going to make this and put it on television.
I never saw it in HD either, which makes it even worse.
From the live chat.
Yet? You lucky man.
Yeah.
From the live chat, we've got the WWE World Title as far as best looking. Also, the NJPW World Heavyweight Championship, which I think is, I forget what the actual name is. I thought it was something else. But we've also got the IWGP Intercontinental Championship on the white strap. That's a good looking title. The TNA Tag Team Championships. What'd you say, Nick? No?
Oh, I was saying it's the IWGP Heavyweight Championship.
Okay. Yeah, I definitely did like the look of all of the titles that were on Wrestle Kingdom. I thought they all looked cool. I also like TNA's current World Heavyweight Championship.
Yeah.
But worst, definitely Lucha Underground Championship. By far. That's a piece of shit.
I'm looking forward to seeing what the next one looks like.
Yeah.
Because rumor is that's supposed to be a placeholder.
Well, hopefully.
I mean, if you listen to Fans Talk Lucha, you would know that there was a discussion about this.
Yeah, there was actually. It was that exact rumor actually. So
that's right. Plug.
Yep.
All right.
Why did you simultaneously plug the show and slam down Nick in the same move?
Hey, I go pro.
Well, Nick, you would know that if you weren't a douchebag and actually listened to the other show that we do on here.
Yeah, I know, right?
Nick, you jerk. Why do you have to be such a racist, too?
I am an asshole.
Wow.
Well, it's not, he's not racist, he's sexist. He just doesn't like hearing my wife talk about wrestling.
Yeah, because what do women know about wrestling, right?
What do women know about wrestling?
Someone is going to cut this audio so it makes it look like you had just said that.
Even Jill just broke something.
Yeah, I'm sure she did. I'm sure she's...
I'm watching a chat right now.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Oh, can't wait for when that's
one, Jill. I love you.
Okay.
I can hear her having a brain hemorrhage.
Lee, thank you for that note. I did actually just write down the timestamp. So. That'll be used. Greg Bellin sent in Rikishi. Really? A Hall of Famer? Really? What do you guys think?
Couldn't agree more, Greg. I wrote the Hall of Fame off after Coco Beware. I'm sorry, nothing against Coco, but he's not a fucking Hall of Famer. You want a Hall of Famer? Make it elite. Rikishi is not elite. It's bullshit. Donald Trump, whoever else shitty that they put in there, just gonna crap out 8 people a year, whatever the fuck that they do. No.
This is the only hall that Pete Rose is in, for fuck's sake.
See, I know where Joe lives, so he's going to pay for that one. I'm going to go ahead.
I'll give you an autographed ball.
You beat me to it, actually. I was going to say, I'm just going to stare at the autographed baseball sitting at the end of my bar. Oh, there it is. It's a beautiful thing.
Damn.
It was cold.
Everything
cold as ice.
From Diva Jill. What do women know about wrestling? They don't even get paid, right, Kevin?
Cut to the core. Why do they do a job?
Oh, God, that was a great rant from Kevin. Women wrestlers aren't getting paid.
That is the sound bite that has lived on since its inception in every single episode.
You know, I was going to go on a rant about this, but I think Kevin covered my rant perfectly. I had no problem with Rikishi as a wrestler, but he's damn sure not qualified for the Hall of Fame. And I was incredibly disappointed when the WWE put him in. It's just the latest in a series of bad decisions the company has made.
See, I don't think it's a bad decision. I don't think this may have been the right class to put him in. I do think he deserves it in that how many good characters has he had? Long-lasting characters. He's been around the company for a very long time. He is a consistent worker. Sure. And I understand he doesn't have this huge list of championships.
His best move was sticking his ass in your face.
No, his best move was the Rikishi driver, but the fans didn't get behind that. You got to put some of this onus on the fans for what moves get over. And then at the point, it's just feeding those bastards. But I do think he deserves a spot. Of course, as I told Greg on the Facebook, I told him, there's just because, yes, the Facebook. Just because a guy, he's a consistent worker. There's a spot for him. Yeah, not every consistent worker is going to get in. Is the Red Rooster in? I don't think so. Is Brutus the Barber Beefcake in? I don't think so. But he's done a good job at being a upper mid-card guy.
No, he did a good job at being a fucking clown and dancing for the fans. That doesn't get you into the Hall of Fame in my book.
Okay, he danced for the fans because that's what was popular for him at the time, and the fans got behind it. I mean, if you're bitching about the stink face, you might as well bitch about Yokozuna being in there, because he was a big fat guy too who used his ass as a finisher.
Yeah, the problem is that his ass being used as a finisher was he fucking dropped on your ribs, and he legitimately broke Hogan's ribs a couple of times with that move.
Well, Hogan fucking deserved it. Let's be honest.
Did Rikishi injure anybody with the stink face?
Well, he did make Booker T throw up once.
Well, okay, that's almost an injury. Thanks, Garvin.
I think he did damage X-Pac. But then X-Pac went to go blow out his own ass.
Trying to damage X-Pac too, okay? Should we put her in the Hall of Fame?
No, we had this discussion previous week.
Yes, you should absolutely put China in the Hall of Fame, but for completely different reasons.
Yeah, totally different reasons.
Yeah, we need a janitor for it.
Lee, did you have something to add here?
It's just looking like a really weak Hall of Fame this year.
It's got Macho Man.
I know, but okay, I'm comparing it to the past couple of years, if I'm honest.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with Joe. There are definitely worse guys in there already. And as far as what Rikishi brings to the table, I mean, yeah, the most remembered thing about him is his stink face, but then again, he made a lasting impact on a lot of fans. And again, he's a pretty good worker, consistent, and he's from practically wrestling royalty. So the fact that it took this long to get him in there is a little bit of surprise, I think.
And I mean, we only have 4 people announced
for the Hall of Fame. You still have to prove your own merits. Just because you've got ties to great wrestlers doesn't make you a great wrestler yourself.
Sure.
Natalia's running into that problem. She's probably the best female wrestler the WWE has right now. She was trained by the Hearts. She's getting shit on because the WWE doesn't like her look.
No, because the fans don't get behind her.
The fans have gotten behind her plenty. The fans don't get behind her anymore because the WWE has shit on her every chance they got.
But okay, here's a question for you guys. 2015 inductees, we've got Randy Savage, we've got Rikishi, and we've got Arnold fucking Schwarzenegger. So, does Sting get inducted this year?
No.
No? You don't think they're going to announce him?
Next year.
Who else did you guys project to be joining this class?
I give up on projecting who's going to get in the Hall of Fame.
I have no idea.
It is an exercise in madness and futility, is what it is.
I believe.
Yeah, madness is getting in this year.
Larry Zbyszko, I think, was a rumored name.
Okay.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Which I would be fine with.
Agreed. I would agree with that too. But I mean, like, I'm trying to think of somebody who might be a little more recent.
I
mean, you can take any guy who's in the 70s and early 80s, but
just jam him in there.
But the fans aren't going to be behind it. I mean, we don't have our woman wrestler yet.
The name Big Boss Man is being thrown out in the live chat.
Yeah,
that would be awesome. No,
that's not more recent though.
But he was in up to what 2000. I mean, he was
so was Zbyszko.
Well, Zbyszko wasn't an active wrestler at the time, though.
Yeah, he was a commentator.
Yeah, he was commentary for like the last 10 years, 15 years.
What are the odds that Mike Tenay
started wrestling in the 80s?
I'm kidding.
Do you think those rumors about the flying Freebirds will pay off this year?
I thought that was next year because it'll be in Texas.
Yeah,
that would make more sense. Did I say flying Freebirds? Fabulous Freebirds.
You did say flying.
But they did fly.
Yeah, they flew freely.
Kevin Nash.
Fabulously.
That name's being thrown out in the live chat.
I don't know about that one.
Sable's being thrown out in the live chat.
What are the odds of
Nash?
Ivory?
I think deserves it a whole lot more than other people. I was never the biggest Nash fan, but just his impact on wrestling in general.
Razor Ramon, is he in the hall yet?
That was last year.
Yeah, last year.
That was last year? Okay, then yeah, definitely put Nash in.
Is Wendy Richter in?
I want to say yes.
I just stumped you all.
What about Vicky Guerrero?
Oh no,
I could see that.
Not yet.
Not yet, because I worry that if you put Vicky in there, we're never going to see Vicky on TV again. And right before she left, she was doing some of her best stuff, and I really want her back.
I don't think
we're still getting Flair and HBK.
Wendy Richter did go in 2010.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Okay.
So Ivory, Jacqueline.
Jacqueline.
No, I'm serious.
No, I'm trying to when you said Jacqueline, the only thing I remember, the first thing that left in my head, I am not proud of it, is the wardrobe malfunction in that match against, I think it was Sable.
Yeah.
Whatever that red strappy thing she was wearing, like, completely came off.
Joe, are you saying Ivory is not in the Hall of Fame, right?
I'm looking right now.
I would say put Ivory in there just because of her past before WWE as well.
Ivory is not in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I would be totally fine with Ivory being in there. I forget what that promotion was called. It was the all-women's promotion from the 80s.
Glow.
Glow, yeah, she was in there. She was one of the originals. So, yeah, I would totally put her in.
Oh, Robert's making a good argument for pushing Vicky Guerrero off till next year because again, Texas.
Yeah, I can see that as well.
So, do you think Sting will headline his own class?
Well,
he almost has to, right?
No, he doesn't have to. I mean, it all depends when Undertaker goes. I mean, it really feels like they could both go at the same time.
Yeah, but Taker will be the class. I mean, they're whatever year he goes in, it doesn't matter who else goes in. It will be all about Taker.
Yeah.
And I think that will be the one time he then breaks kayfabe.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I think we can go ahead and end this conversation. We were going to talk a little bit about NXT's takeover, but I think we can hold that off. Joe and Kevin, us three have to talk ROH at some point, but we can hold that off again, maybe another week. Let's jump into the win and fail of the week, guys.
Women wrestlers aren't getting paid? Why do you do a job?
Here is your win.
You do any job,
and fail
is to fucking get paid
of the week. Joe, what was your win?
My win is actually, and I'm taking the pussy route out and I'm doing it first, this show. The fact that we've been doing this for 5 years, it started with Harrison and I saying we were going to do a podcast, got Garvin. We've done this thing all the way till now, and look at all these awesome people that we get to talk shit with. Everybody on this show is badass. You know, they're guys I haven't met in person yet, but I mean, just about most of the cast I have met, and we're like family. So I love you guys, and here's to another 5 years. If people will contribute to Patreon, that'd be sweet.
Real quick stat. I did the calculation. We missed 6 episodes in 5 years. And those were always like the Christmas, New Year's, Thanksgiving, breaks. So in 5 years, we missed 6 weeks. That was it. So throwing it out there. Nick.
We are the Energizer Bunny of wrestling podcasts.
Agreed.
So if other podcasts want to talk shit about us taking 2 weeks off, you can suck it.
Nick, your win of the week?
My win of the week comes from NXT TakeOver, and that was Kevin Owens winning the title. Just the fashion it was won. That was the biggest heel move I can remember for a long time, and it was absolutely magnificent.
Harrison, your win of the week?
Oh, hell.
The fact that Team Hell No is the best tag team since the 80s. Wow, Harrison.
You know, my win is Joe doing that spot-on impression of me. Why not? First time I've been back in a few weeks. Why not dig that one up?
A few weeks. 36?
Weeks? Shit, seriously?
I don't know. It's been a while, man.
No, you've been on since then.
Sporadically.
Yeah, I think you're on the twice a year rock schedule at this point.
Hey, you guys busted me for the big events.
Wait a minute, did we just burn Kevin's appearance this year?
Yeah, we did.
We did.
So in this scenario, Harrison's The Rock, Kevin is Lesnar,
No,
Joe is Rikishi because he just did that impression for The Rock.
Very good.
I'm changing my win. Nick, you win.
Rob, your win of the week.
My win of the week, I'm going to go back to Royal Rumble and point out the triple threat match. As most people who have been listening to FTW for a while, especially when I was one of the regular hosts here, know I'm anything but the biggest Brock Lesnar fan in the world. But he impressed me a hell of a lot at Royal Rumble when he broke his ribs and continued to fight and still found a way to get the match finished. That was a hell of a match, and it was one of the best wrestling matches I've seen in a long time.
Agreed. That was a fantastic match. I'm still smiling about that one.
Yeah.
Rob, who do you like more, Batista or Brock Lesnar?
Between the two of them, I like Brock Lesnar because Lesnar does have some actual skill. His main problem is controlling it.
All right.
Batista has none whatsoever.
Fair enough.
Kevin, your win of the week.
You actually kind of already pointed it out, Garvin, but that's okay. My win of the week is Joe and Garvin, because exactly what Garvin says. They've missed 6 episodes, or whatever, in 5 years. And you guys have really no idea, how much work, they do behind the scenes. It's a lot. So, props to you guys. You've been on for forever. You have me roll in once a year and get drunk on the show. It's fucking bullshit. I just roll in and I'm like, oh, I'm here. You guys are like, all right, we did all this work. Read the pre-show or whatever. You gotta be there. And I'm like, yeah, I'm drunk. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Really wasn't it. But really, it's just props to Garvin and Joe because, honestly, guys, you really have no idea how much they do behind the scenes. And it's been 5 years is a long ass time. Let me put it in perspective for you. So, in the last 5 years, Harrison now is a kid. My nephew, who's 3.5, wasn't even born. What the hell else? We've
That's
been through almost a 2-term president.
You couldn't even say something like 5 years ago. President Obama was on his first thing. We didn't know what ISIS was.
I said 2-term president. Damn it!
Okay.
ISIS, you got me there. Thank you.
It is.
Yeah, but Archer's gonna be pissed.
They already got rid of it. Aren't you up to date? They're on season 6.
I'm watching. I just not fully.
Lee, your win of the week.
Hard. NXT was pretty good. The main event, Kevin Owens was, something else, to be honest with you. It's gonna have to be NXT because that show just summed up just why WWE could be so much better. And I know and they can make any excuse they want. They can say it's a different audience and all this, bullshit. But at the end of the day, I think we're all in it for very similar things. And, that just eclipsed anything that, Raw did in the last, 2 months. I'm struggling to say thank you to you guys because I realize that the last 2 years have been made up of English jokes, literally dinosaur jokes, English accent jokes.
Well, technically, we don't joke about dinosaurs on this show.
Yeah, but
we like dinosaurs, generally speaking.
Dinosaurs are no joke, they'll fuck you up.
Business.
I beg to differ.
Have you seen Jurassic Park?
Best romantic comedy ever.
Still a better love story than Twilight.
The only way I will feel
50 Shades of Grey.
The only way I'll feel satisfied about doing the show for the last 2-3 years is getting an accent out. I need to remind her of what the hell Harrison's accent of me was.
Go ahead, Harrison.
A spot-on impression of England accent.
Words.
Please say a phrase.
A phrase.
There's always one.
British accent. Like governor.
It's just the most terrible thing ever, and it's amusing. It's so good. Honestly, if you came over here and did that, I swear down, you would be taken down. It'd be so good.
What if we thought? Yeah, what if we thought we were doing a British accent, but really we were doing an Australian accent?
I'm not sure how well they'd react to that.
But how well would you react to it?
I would pop. I would pop.
What about a USA chant?
USA.
I would.
Okay, so some wins from the live chat. We've got John Cena on Raw this week, Eric Young on TNA. New Japan Pro Wrestling, The New Beginning Day 1 and 2, NXT, Lucha Underground, ROH. Also, getting everyone back on the show tonight. That was from Diva Jill. Blue Cacto with the women's championship match at TakeOver, particularly Becky Lynch showing that she can hang with the others. And also a win for Neville. So just Adrian Neville in general on NXT. My win is going to go to the fact that we were able to organize this somehow. It was kind of like a shot in the dark. Like we've had contact with, Lee on and off. Kevin obviously, schedules. Same thing for Harrison. Rob, you were like a total surprise. I was like, as we were talking about this idea of reaching out to everyone, I wasn't sure we were going to be able to connect with you. But the fact that we were, and you're like, yeah, let's do that. That sounds awesome. Like, that's totally cool. So glad everyone said yes and that we could have this fun conversation tonight.
Yeah, it was a good time.
Fails of the week. Joe.
My fail of the week is WWE giving away February on the network. Because, yeah, it's new subscribers. I've been a subscriber since day one. Where's my discount? Where's my appreciation?
Whoa. What the fuck? No way you're making that argument.
I'm just saying,
I've
been a supporter from day one, even when they're like, oh yeah, you sign up, it's only $9.99 a month, but 6-month commitment. Hey.
I've been with Netflix for 8 months. Fuck all has happened there, and everyone else still gets a free month.
Bullshit. Oh, I don't even have fucking Netflix, so I can't argue there. I can bitch at Amazon because I've got a Prime account, but because somebody else actually paid for it, I can't get streaming for free.
Their streaming library isn't that great anyways.
Doesn't matter. I need another reason to use my Roku besides the network.
Nick, your fail?
I'm going to have to say TNA because they didn't hype that, frankly, amazing story about Davey Richards saving somebody's life on the flight back from the UK. Like, that dude has done a lot of work as far as being a firefighter and a paramedic. Like, he was in around Ferguson when all that insanity was going down, helping out. Like, he's done a lot of stuff as an emergency worker, and they hyped up the fact that he went to Ferguson a little bit on Twitter.
Right.
But I didn't see any mention of this latest thing, except I was on the website looking for something else, and I happened to spot it.
Yeah.
So I don't understand why they wouldn't hype that up.
Harrison, your fail?
I'm getting caught out again. You know what, really, to be honest, and guys, I'm going to get a little real with you here. I'm getting into the 1980s. Principal is turning the chair around and sitting with his jean jacket on, kind of real with you. It's sort of after school special.
You just steepled your fingers.
I just steepled my fingers, people. That happened.
Is your hat backwards?
No, it's not, because I have respect for this institution that is the FTW podcast, Nick.
And it's only sideways.
Unlike some people.
Only sideways.
Guys,
90 degrees as opposed to 180. Gotcha.
Real moment here. Real moment. Real. Okay. My fail really has been not being on the show. I missed it. Sitting here and bullshitting with you guys for the past, holy shit, almost 3 hours, has really solidified for me that I got to make some time for this thing again. And stuff settled down, and it shouldn't be a problem for me to do that some more often. So I'll gladly invite myself into this podcast and totally ruin it every single time I get on it, just like I have in the past.
Just don't wake the baby.
She's awake right now, actually. Can you hear that?
Yes.
Very, very,
sorry.
faintly.
Let me just mute myself. Anyway, there you go. Damn it, Helen.
Rob, your fail of the week.
I'm actually going to agree with Harrison. Not being on the podcast for as long as I've been gone. I know I had fun joking around about it earlier, but I think Kevin, Harrison, and I all had the same issues crop up with real life and such. But yeah, definitely need to try to make some time so that I can, if not every week, be on here more often.
Okay.
Well, I'm just gonna say that I love you guys. That's not the Mead talking.
Wise.
Wise.
I'm waiting for the line.
Yeah, Joe, just go ahead and make this weird.
I mean, if I could just stroke all your beards. No.
Wow, there it is. All right.
Go on, continue.
Except Harrison and Lee. No, I don't know if Lee's grown a beard. I know
Are you
Harrison's
growing it again,
still
dude?
not.
Have you become a man?
I've got a beard.
I haven't seen a recent photo of you, Lee, so I couldn't tell. Rob, I'm sure, has some type of facial hair.
Yeah, I do. You know me well, Joe.
Kevin, your fail.
My fail is they're going to be a collective fail over the last few weeks. It's the lack of direction for Dean Ambrose. It's been pissing me off because the guy deserves better. They need to do something with him, so that's why I'm hoping they put the strap on him. But Rollins, Reigns come out smelling like roses, and he's languishing, and the guy has a ton of talent. Make something happen with him, give him a decent storyline, or put him up against somebody that he can work well with, because you can't waste that. Make something happen. He deserves better.
Lee?
I think my fail. It's difficult. I don't know if to do a serious one or a very unserious one.
Why not both?
I will do it.
Do both.
No, it's fine. I agree with Kevin. I think Dean Ambrose's direction is shit. It's a joke. I think half the roster's direction is shit in the joke, to be honest with you, but that's just repeating shit that we said like a year ago.
Yeah,
so,
right.
yeah.
Okay. All right, fails from the live chat. We've got Son of Havoc's continued losing streak on Lucha Underground. Small slips on NXT Rival. The TNA ranking system. Totally agree with that. Nick and I ranted for far too long this week.
Because I saw your tweet. Your tweet say it was horrific and it has no meaning, and I gave up on TNA earlier in January. But
it's like I don't want to get into it, but it's a top 5 ranking system that Mike Tenay does on their secondary Unlock show. But his reasoning for moving people in and out is so absurd. And they're trying to like tie it in the stories, but the way they're doing it, it's like this. I don't know. It's just nothing makes sense of it. That's the bottom line. So
it's hilarious because Taz and Josh Matthews tear it apart every week after it's released.
Yeah.
Great.
Okay, and Nick, you have a fail for going to TNA's website. I don't know what that was in reference to.
Okay. I want to be well informed about what I'm talking about. Clearly that's my bad.
Yeah, shouldn't have done that.
You're supposed to follow Harrison's example and just make it up as you go along.
Rob, that's insulting. I haven't done anything like that at all tonight.
I'll learn better, I promise.
All right.
5 years from now when we're doing this again, I will have learned better.
Yeah. Final thoughts. Any final thoughts before we say goodbye? Joe?
Nothing outside of this has been a great show for the past 5 years, and or beginning the 5th year, right?
Something like that.
I don't know. We've been doing this for a damn long time. It's been fun just about every single time we've done it. Everyone's had a bad show once in a while, but I look forward to doing more of these with you guys. You guys are like family.
Nick?
Yeah, I'm just glad I got the opportunity to jump on board with you guys and do this every week. It's been a lot of fun. And again, 5 years from now, I hope we're still having the same feeling and that a lot more of you have pledged to us on Patreon.
Yeah. Harrison?
No.
Okay. Rob?
I think I covered my final thoughts pretty much in my fail of the week.
Okay.
Show's been a lot of fun. So,
Kevin, any last words?
Hoping to be on soon. Seriously, I'm going to be a dad in 8 days for everybody out there. I couldn't be more excited. So
live podcast from the hospital?
But it's funny you mentioned that because what I'm going to do, I'm thinking, I never put myself in front of the camera. There's a reason for that, but I honestly think maybe I could flash up the baby, just kind of put him out there, just real quick. Be like, I dare the internet to see anything cuter than this right now. And I'll be like, yep, we love you, Kevin.
Hey, Kevin?
What you should do is get a onesie printed with your face on it so people can actually see who you are.
It's not going to happen. I can't do it. You know that. But
I know. I'm just messing.
I will. I've already got the Reds and Bearcats onesie ready to frickin' rock for day one.
There better be a Red Wings onesie coming up.
I'm going to make that happen too. You guys have converted me, which I didn't think was possible. But
No.
how the fuck do you lose to Winnipeg?
You need to buy
at home
and get a Blackhawks jersey. You know,
no.
team.
Get the fuck out of here!
Actually, I'm gonna get a Blackhawks jersey and not dress him in a diaper.
Just
that is
whatever
so fantastic.
you do, if you want to avoid your child being branded the loser for the rest of his life, don't get him a Canes jersey.
Yeah. That's true.
How is Mike Vellucci working down there? I didn't think so.
Hey,
Terribly.
Kev, Rob actually gave me a pretty good idea for this. Would you be averse to us actually being a commentary team in the delivery room while your son is being born?
Exclusive Patreon content.
Because I think that could really work out. Like, I think Garvin would make a great play-by-play guy.
$50,000 for this month, we'll do live streaming video from that.
No.
Let me I am not averse. My wife will kick all of your asses.
Hang on a second. Look, I just want to say that I believe I am the only one who has been through the Vietnam that is a childbirth. You do not want to live stream that.
No.
But it's different if you're watching through the monitors and not the actual thing.
Yeah, but we could take a page out from that great network Tout, and we could just tout videos.
Yeah.
There you go.
Lee, any final thoughts before we head out?
I don't know if there's anything more to say. Everyone's got to congratulate Kevin when it eventually happens. You know.
Totally.
Okay.
I mean, okay.
I will do that.
Yeah.
Everybody, hey Kevin, Lee said I'm going to congratulate you. So when I do that, I'll let you know. And Lee, when I do that, I'll shoot you an email so that way you know that you don't have to follow up with me.
I'll CC you.
I'll CC you on the congratulations.
I totally missed.
Why don't you take all the congratulations that you get and forward them to Lee so he's aware of how many people have done it? So Lee, you can just I don't know if you have a Google spreadsheet or a Basecamp project set up where you're keeping track of these, but that way you could just stay on top of that.
And make sure you track the trend of how soon the responses are, how positive they are.
Yeah, let's get some hardcore analytics data. Good idea, Joe. Let's get some good data on this thing.
And you know there's going to be one person or a live audience who's going to be and the subject's going to be congratulations, Kevin, and the subject's going to be fuck Harrison.
That is hurtful.
Make sure there's a special column for copied and pasted Brofist.
Okay.
Come on, would you really expect to do anything else? I mean, I knew it was good once he did that. I'm amazed if you found that keyboard. I'm willing to bet you had Beth help you or something, and then you said you copied and pasted it.
True. Come on.
Fantastic.
Real quick, final thought from the live chat, and I think maybe Lee, you posted this in the chat a half an hour ago. Stardust versus Goldust is official for Fastlane. We did already predict that. Kind of surprising that they would go that route instead of WrestleMania, but we'll see. We'll see what that actually leads to.
Rubber match.
Yeah. My final thought is just kind of like a reminder to keep an eye on what we're doing. Right now, I took a look at our release schedule. We're actually releasing something pretty much every single day. Monday, we've got Fans Talk Total Divas with Michelle. Tuesday and Wednesday is FTW Live and FTW Fallout. Thursday is your Fans Talk TNA episode. Friday, Fans Talk Lucha. Saturday on YouTube is Deuce on Wrestling. And Sunday on YouTube is Eat, Sleep, Play, Talk Wrestling, Repeat with Robert. So, yeah, I mean, we're trying to release a lot more content than we used to. And obviously that's just to show you the types of goals that we have set so far. So, this is just the beginning. There's plans for, quite a bit more content to come out in a couple months. So we'll see. We'll see what things go to. But yeah, definitely help us continue to grow that and continue to produce quality content by joining the FTW community on fanstalkwrestling.com. We definitely want to see what you guys think about what we're doing as well. And that's it. Excuse me. And that's it. That's the end of tonight's conversation. Thanks to Joe and Nick, as well as our returning friends and Kevin, Rob, Lee, and Harrison. You guys, seriously though, don't take so long coming back. Rob, I think this is your first show in like a year and a half, so let's try to do this more often, guys.
Sounds about right.
You can join the conversation live every Tuesday, starting right around 7:00 Eastern. Otherwise, you can continue the conversation by leaving a comment on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Google+, or anywhere else that you listen. Thank you for listening. We'll see you next Tuesday. For old time's sake, Harrison's a cock.
Oh.
Yay!
Later.
You had that one banked since you knew I was coming back, didn't you? You had like all of Twitter saying, "Oh, I'm gonna get to say that at the end of the show."
Just like that, too.
In that exact tone.
You took that well.